Hello, this is Jesse, aka Illegally Cited on Blue Sky and other platforms. I wanted to submit this video. I figured it would be easier to do like a video demonstration than to try to explain um, screen reader accessibility. I wanted to give some accessibility feedback for the Blue Sky app. It definitely has improved since I got an account a few months ago. But I wanted to, like, it's becoming a lot more popular with things going really kind of strange with people on Twitter or X these days. So a lot more blind and visually impaired people are going over here, and just in general, a lot more people are coming to Blue Sky. And there's a few things that I would love to see that would make the Blue Sky app a bit more usable, efficient, with like VoiceOver for iOS, for instance. And I'm going to try to do this without being too wordy, but I feel like I will also have to kind of explain a little bit of how screen readers and VoiceOver handles things. So when you're using a screen reader, VoiceOver or screen readers in general, they process things pretty linearly right now. You have to go sequentially in order through everything. And depending on how that information is divided up and organized, there's a difference between like accessibility and usability. Something can be technically accessible, but may be very slow or inefficient or clunky. And that's sort of where I'm kind of feeling Blue Sky is right now. It is largely accessible, but especially when I compare it to Twitter/X, which Blue Sky seems to really be basing a lot of its like feed and overall app design from, which I'm perfectly fine with. I actually have been on Twitter for a long time and really love its short form nature and just being able to, like and repost and DM and like just I really love the way that Twitter works, and largely Blue Sky is similar. So I have my iPhone up here mirrored to my computer, and we are in Blue Sky, and I have VoiceOver running on my iPhone, and so I'm going to show you just comparison a few things on how Blue Sky works, how Twitter works, and a couple of suggestions that I would love to see that would make Blue Sky work a lot more efficiently for screen reader users on mobile here. Before we get into the differences, there's one other thing I want to show you.
Open navigation button.
So if I go to open
Access
navigation, that's
navigation
cool.
links.
That's like
Open
my
navigation.
menu.
Profile.
And if I go into settings,
turn privacy settings. Settings.
one
Language settings.
problem that I did notice.
Just on one at hot. Illegally cited. Add account button. Sign out of all account. Accessibility settings. Button.
Let's go into accessibility.
Button.
Now watch these two top things here.
Require alt text before posting. Button.
Okay, that's cool. Require alt text before posting, but it doesn't tell me the status of that switch.
Display larger alt text badges. Button.
Yeah, it tells me it's a button, but if I
require alt text before posting.
If I double tap to toggle this,
require alt text before posting.
Is it on? Is it off? I don't know.
Require alt text before posting.
Need to be able to know the status when you first touch one of these
Display
items.
larger alt text badges. Button.
And when you adjust them, it will say on or off. Those need to be so that a blind user or a low vision user can actually know the status of those types of switches.
Disable autoplay for videos and GIFs. Button.
So that's another one.
Disable haptic feedback. Button.
Yeah, it's not telling us the status of any of these. Now, I don't know if there are. I didn't really look at too many other.
Language settings. Appearance settings. Button.
Let's go appearance. Let's just see.
Selected. System. Check. Appearance. Color mode. Selected. System. Check. Light. Unchecked. Dark. Unchecked.
Yeah, so that's good. See, there they say lighter. So.
Select light. Selected. System. Checked.
So selected system. That means that one's activated. So that's good. These are telling properly. It's just those on-off switches that don't seem to be. So I would just double check and make sure that any controls, not only do they tell you what they are, but they should tell you the status, and then when you interact with them, they should tell you that the status has changed on to off, on to or off to on, etc. So now we get into the more, I would say, convenience things. So the first thing that I'll mention is that in Blue Sky, the usernames are really long. And when you're viewing, like if I go to somebody's profile, I may want to hear that whole, let's say illegally cited at blah 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 dot social, illegally cited at bluesky dot social. But when you have these like really long usernames and then you share at bluesky dot social, it gets really old and tedious to hear that for every post. So if I go through a post, I just want to hear, okay, this is from illegally cited, this is from The Verge, this is from Bob Jones or whatever. Like, I just want to hear the name when I'm going through my feed and not all this extraneous information, because it does, it does become pretty inefficient. So if I...
Elon Musk's hard drive at hard-drive.net.
So that one is harddrive.net.
27 minutes. Elon Musk pursues cultural reply, 0, repost, like, 1, open post up, hard drives out, hard drive at hard-drive.net.
Let's find another one here. Let's see.
Tab to view full image, a screenshot of a social media post, the video game library at thevideogamelibrary.org.
Let's see. Let's find another one here. I don't...
Gamesindustry.biz at gibiz.bsky.social.
Yeah, see how long that is?
1D. Gamesindustry.biz at gibiz.bsky.social.
I would just really love to hear, like maybe if I'm looking at their profile and I want to know exactly what it is, I would want to hear all that. Like if I go to their profile page. But on my feed and everything else, like messages and such,
Gamesindustry.biz at gibiz.
Gamesindustry.biz. That's all I would really need and want to know, because there's just so much extraneous information there. So I don't know if it's possible to somehow not show that whole, like, at blah 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 dot bsky dot social dot bw, there's so many things in that thing, or there's so many parts to that username. Let's go look at another one here. Yeah, so I just want to hear grub, or I don't need to hear at bsky social.
Page 6, richgallup.bsky.social.
Yeah, it's just really long.
Page 7, reply.
So the other thing,
reposted by Adam Kite's Heart.
Not that it's really bad. Here's where I was talking about accessibility versus usability. I'm going to go over to Twitter for a second, or X.
CapX, account menu.
And now listen to, all I'm going to do is I'm going to be flicking left and right. I'm going to be flicking to the right to go forward in my feed, a post at a time, and listen how it processes it. I'll just let it read a few. And sorry if there's something weird in here. I can't be responsible for what people are putting in my feed.
Retro Gamer. If you're looking for a retro-related bargain, we have huge books at 50% off for today only. Grab them while you can. Magazinesdirect.com/merchandise/caught 51 minutes ago. 3 reposts. 2 likes. 842 views. Swipe up or down to select a custom.
See, you hear how first it says...
Retro Gamer. If you're looking for...
It just says Retro Gamer. It doesn't have all that nonsense at the end. I know immediately who it's from. It starts immediately reading the post. And then it gives me all of the site information. If I want to stay and hear it, I can. Once I hear the post, I can just flick to the right. Let's hear it again.
Retro Gamer. If you're looking for a retro-related bargain, we have huge books at 50% off for today only. Grab them while you can. Magazinesdirect.com/merchandise/caught 52 minutes ago.
There's the link.
3 reposts. 2 likes. 842 views. Swipe up or down to select a custom action, then double tap to activate. Retro Gamer. If you're looking for...
Now, when it says swipe up or down for custom actions, that is a feature of VoiceOver called the Action Rotor. And this is a feature that I would love Blue Sky to support. And this ties into what I'm showing you here. So if I...
Retro Gamer. If you're looking for a retro-related bargain...
I'm going to flick to the right.
GOP.
Don't
hard
care.
Drive. Backyard Baseball 97 lets gamers live out the fantasy of one day owning the autism
Don't
capital.
care.
Verified. Elon Musk on video games. Stephen
Don't care.
Frost. Big day today. Image. Fact. Verified. As time goes by. XOTICPC. Ches. Verified. Quoted line.
So I'm skipping past stuff.
New video. Alexander Battaglia. As it should be. Road to VR. All the right movies. Robin Panacchia. Have so far had 2 people coming and yelling at people to Carrie 11. Prince's sister Tyka Nelson. Anchor. Achieve. Rachel Charlton Daly.
I'm just trying to find...
a man who told the press that P.I. Jules Morgan. A Mike's. European Blind Union. Dell Technologies.
Unfortunately,
There are
I'm
plenty of
doing
questions
this on
surrounding
election
hashtag
day,
AI
so there's a
might
lot
be.
of junk
10
in my
days. 10
feed.
Regine Gilbert. Even if the world calls us to embrace the uncertainty, MacRumors.com. Verified. Apple preparing to add new screensavers to tvOS 18.2, including Snoopy and more MacRumors.com/Ghostbusters News. Verified. Happy 87th birthday to Harris Yulin, who played Judge Wexler in
Okay,
Ghostbusters
so
2.
let's say if I wanted to like this, you hear how when I'm flicking through, it's giving me all the information, but I'm just, when I flick to the right, boom, it instantly goes to the next post. I immediately hear the name, the post, a link if there is one, and then any other, likes and retweets and how many hours ago it was posted, that kind of a thing. But I can, once I hear the post, I can choose whether I want to, whether I want to hear all that other information and just keep zipping through. It's very efficient. So with the action rotor, let's say I'm on this Ghostbusters post, and if
Ghostbusters News.
I can
Verified.
flick up or down
Reply. Repost. Like.
and say, let's say I like. So I'll double tap like,
Liked.
and I liked
Ghostbusters
it.
News.
If I
Verified.
wanted to retweet it, I could flick
Repost.
up and double tap that, and I could bring up the menus for retweet or quote. So if I did that,
Close. Button.
there it is.
Repost. Quote. Button.
I'm just going to cancel because I'm not going to retweet it,
Ghostbusters
but
News.
let's do one more.
Pierre 485. Q3 2024. Nintendo results. July 1st, 2024. September 3rd.
Don't
Christy
care.
16. OSIN. Verified. Trump. They have already.
Don't
Katabu.
care.
Philadelphia. David Blood West quoted Andre. Pierre Luc Griffiths. Steam OS. Dana Goldberg.
Wait, what
Pierre Luc
about
Griffiths.
Steam?
Steam OS 3.6.20 is now live. Steamcommunity.com/game/16752. Reply. Repost. Like. Liked. Dana Goldberg. Just a reminder that this is the third time Trump. GOP. IGN.
Ugh.
Verified. Quentin Tarantino unironically loves Joker 2 and calls it AF. RCK. YouTube. S and views. Verified. Mick Jagger. Don't forget to vote Jagger Kids. The Nintendo Music Credit Project. Donkey Kong Country 2 has just been added to the Nintendo Music app, which means our play Emir Deck. What the Nintendo
So
Music
let's say
Credit
that I want to
Project.
like that again.
Donkey. Reply. Repost. Like.
Boom. So that's how efficient it is. And let me go back. Wrong way.
The Nintendo Music Credit
Let me
Project.
open up Blue Sky again. So now here's what happens in the Blue Sky feed. I already talked about the usernames and how long all that extraneous information is. But now I'm going to flick to the right here to go through my Blue Sky feed. Again, here it's not that it is accessible, but it could be a lot more efficient / usable. So I'm going to touch the...
Reposted by Adam Hikes Hart. Link. Krakatoa's avatar. Krakatoa at krackatoa.ca.
Okay.
10 hours.
10 hours.
Open Krakatoa profile. Short life after 35. Post by vidboy.net. Reply. To reply. Repost. Like. Set. Open post option. Reposted by Dr. Lucky Trans out. Dr. Lucky Tran at luckytran.bsky.social. 10 hours. Open Dr. The current admin has failed to adequately address the ongoing and reply to repost. Like. Open post op. New post. Low new post. Open navigate viewer. Following. Discover. Vertical scroll. The current
quit
admin
it.
has
Let's
page 9
flip
tab
down.
to CMZ Nagat. ZIN 8 hours. Open CM's also reposting this here. Reply. 1. Repost. Like. Open post op. Adam Hikes hard at kits.bsky.social. 2 hours. Exactly. Game balance is pure. Post I. ZIN 8. Reply. 1. Reply.
Wait,
Post.
what?
Exact 2 hours. Adam Hikes hard out. Adam Hikes hard at kits.bs. 2 hours. Exactly. Game balance is pure perception and emotion. Math has very little to do with it. Post I. ZIN 8. Reply. 1. Reply. Repost. Like. 10. Open post option. New post. Button.
But you see how I've flicked probably 3 dozen times, and I've only gone through 3 or 4 posts because I'm hearing the super long username, then I hear how many hours ago it was, then I hear the post, then I have to flick separately through
Also repost. Reply. Repost. Like. Open post op. Adam Hikes Heart's avatar.
all of those 4 buttons every time. Like, even if I wanted to go just to the next tweet, like for me, I have some usable vision, so I could go like this.
Also reposting this here. Been on my mind. I can tell you.
And then I
game
can
balance
touch
is higher.
this.
Exactly. Game balance is pure perception and emotion.
Because I can see it and read it. But if I didn't know who that was from, I would still have to flick
2 hours.
back.
Adam Hikes hard at
Okay, so that's who that was from. So there's so many little sections that are broken up for each post. And so let's start
Adam Hikes
at
hard at kits. 2 hours.
1,
Exactly.
2,
Post I.
3,
Reply. 1 reply.
4,
Repost.
5,
1 like. 10 likes.
6,
Open post options menu.
7.
New post button.
Oh, okay. How it's
Also reposting this
when
here.
it gets to the bottom, it doesn't scroll. It
Home
jumps
button.
to the tabs on the bottom. So it's
Also
not
reposting
always
this.
scrolling the screen to the next post
Page 9 of
either.
tab.
So I have to.
Reposted by Adam Hikes Hart. A R A R.
So
Moxon at juliuscope.bsky.social.
okay. So 1,
3 hours.
2,
Open 8. R.
3,
Moxon profile.
oh,
MAGA fascist. They are going to
4,
reply. 3.
5,
Repost. Not
6,
like. 5. Open
7,
post options.
8,
Gentleman's avatar.
9.
Link. Open
So
this
it's
profile.
like 9 or so flicks to get through one post. Again, where if I go here,
The Nintendo Music.
I can
The Nintendo Music.
literally flick,
Stand with Crypto. Dixerto. Kai Sonat Ray. Vikings fan
flick.
page. Ben Geskin. GOG.com.
Like look at how quickly I can get through my
Vikings fan
feed.
page.
If I choose to interact with it,
Reply. Repost. Like.
I could.
Ben Geskin. GOG.co. Tim Walls.
So that is, I hope that made some sense. I'll try to summarize things really quickly before we wrap up. In settings, we definitely have to fix the problem where all of the controls are labeled so that not only the controls themselves are spoken, but then what status they're in. Are they disabled, enabled, anything like that? The other thing that would be super helpful is to support the action rotor for VoiceOver, because that would make, if it could combine, again, and when you have to look at everything linearly with a screen reader, the what is and isn't spoken and the order in which things are spoken is actually really important for efficiency. So on a social media like X or Blue Sky, I would want to hear, like for me personally, and I think a lot of people would agree, I want to hear the person's name without all the jargon at the end. I would want to hear the person's name, the actual post, what was written, and then after that, then I can hear the superfluous but still useful information, like how long ago it was posted, how many likes it has, how many retweets it has, how many, whatever, all that kind of stuff. But combining that so I could flick maybe even 1 or 2 times to go from post to post to post instead of having to flick. Because if I'm totally blind and I can't see the screen, you got to do a lot of flicking, and it is very inefficient and kind of tedious to get through your main feed. And I believe that's kind of it's similar. Let me go to my notifications. So,
MAGA fascist notifications button.
what?
AC Spooky Procrastinator and 4 others liked your post June 25th, 2024 at 9:31 a.m. Link. Swipe up or down. Victor Branco followed you back June 21st, 2000. James Berg followed you back October. Lee Senna followed you back. Antonio A. AC Spooky Procrastinator and Victor Branco followed you back. James Kyle followed you back June 21st. Cameron O'Gackett followed you back June 20th. Adam Coase followed you back June 21st. AC Spooky Procrastinator and 4 others liked your post June 25th, 2024 at 9:31 a.m. Link. Swipe up or down.
Okay, so this one isn't even reading the post. It says that it liked my post, but which one did they like?
AC Spooky Procrastinator and 4 others liked your post June 25th, 2024 at 9:31 a.m.
So again, if I go
swipe notifications tab, new post. Hell's Night Sujay liked 2 of your posts. I've said it before, and I'll gladly say it again. Thank you for making such an awesome RoboCop game. The attention to Lee Senna and Pranav Savla liked your post. It's up to us to say video games. YOUTU.be. Yael liked your post. I've said it before, and I'll gladly say. Genisary hashtag GAConf liked.
See how nice that is?
AC Spooky Procrastinator and 4 others liked your post June 25th, 2024 at 9:31 a.m. Link. Swipe up or down to select a custom action, then double tap to activate.
So I don't know what they're liking. I guess I can double tap it and see.
I know I haven't been very active on here since signing up, but I still have so much invested in that other platform. It broke accessibility today though. So back button.
Okay, so that was a while ago. Access they fixed it again, but
Spooky Procrastinator. Victor Branco followed you. Page 2 of James Kyle followed.
Yeah, so I haven't really been active on here a lot lately, but in the case that a lot more people are coming to Blue Sky, I would love for the experience to be a lot more efficient and overall accessible for blind and visually impaired users. So rather than try to explain that in text form, especially if developers are not really understanding like what screen readers are and how they work and everything, I figured it would be easier to do a sort of demonstration video, and I was able to compare, again, especially since both Twitter and Blue Sky are very similar in layout and functionality. I figured it was an easy way to, kind of show how efficient one is and how the other could be made more efficient. I'm not saying it's bad, because overall it is accessible, other than those control switches. but it's just not super efficient. So I hope this was helpful. I apologize if this was a little longer than I intended, but I figured I want to be as descriptive, and I wanted to kind of, uh, make it as easy to understand as possible. So yeah, if somehow we could fix those controls, and add and make it so that maybe I just hear the names instead of all that other stuff at the end, and supporting the VoiceOver action rotor would be a very helpful thing for efficiency. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for your consideration. And please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need any other information. And yeah, thanks a lot.